What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over simple breeding in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So let's get into it. So first off, we're going to need to know what can breed together to give you eggs, because not everything can breed with each other. Now, if you look at any of these, they have a male or a female, and looking at Charizard here, which I already bred up some eggs, is in the egg group of Monster and Dragon. So anything in those egg groups can breed with a Charizard. Now, anything like an Iron Bundle here or a Paradoxmon does not have a gender. So, with that being said, I have to go find another one to have another shiny, just like Ultra Beasts and Legendaries. You will not be able to breed them. There are some other special mons, but for the most part, everything has a gender. And if it has a gender, it can breed. Now, a Charizard can breed with another Charizard. That's going to be pretty simple. But if you don't want to mess with the egg groups, you can do a Ditto. So a Charizard, I was breeding with a Ditto, but there's different types of Dittos. So if you look at my Ditto here, it is an SPEU Ditto. It is a foreign Ditto, not an English Ditto. If you look down here, I have an English Ditto. It does not say English up there in the corner because I caught it in my game. Now, if I got it from another trainer and they were also on an English version of the game, it will say English. So then it's going to be the same type as mine. The only difference is going to be if you're breeding with a Ditto from a different trainer, you will be able to get more eggs quicker and hatch them a little bit faster as well. Now, if you are breeding with a foreign Ditto, essentially called a Masuda Ditto, and you will also get the egg hatching and laying increases, but on top of that, you will be getting the shiny chance increases as well, which is definitely one thing you're going to be going for while you're going for breeding, because at either A, you're breeding for a competitive standpoint, or B, you're breeding for a shiny standpoint because you can't catch it in the wild, which you would be doing for pretty much all starters. For now, Scarlet and Violet is a Charizard because they had their own special raid event. That's the only way you can get it, and it was shiny locked in the raid event, so now you would end up trying to do it in the breeding. Now you can use this code. This is the code that I use to get my Ditto. It's a very common trading code. Everybody's pretty much using it for Dittos. You just have to pretty much get in there with a Ditto, which I have a video on the channel, and just go until you have a foreign Ditto. If you're wanting the shiny chance increase, it needs to be a different language of Ditto. Or if you just want the lay increase and not the shiny increase, just snag another Ditto. So these are the numbers I pulled up. I did a sandwich we're about to get into is on the sandwiches to help also increase your laying power. Whenever I used a foreign Ditto, or my Masuda Ditto here, I got about 60 and 30 minutes. The sandwiches last 30 minutes, and this is a level 2 sandwich, so it is giving you more of a boost on top of that already boost of just having a different Ditto. I got about 60 eggs in 30 minutes, averaging about pretty much 2 eggs a minute. A way better chance of getting a type of egg you want or a shiny. Now I did do the same test with a Ditto of the same language, but from a different trainer. Again, I got about 60, came in about 2 every minute. I was picking up the eggs in minute intervals, so each minute I was collecting. Now I did do again, I did the same test with a Ditto that I caught in my game with a Pokemon I caught in my game. So they're from the exact same game, just breeding. And that one only gave me 35 eggs in 30 minutes, way lower than the last one. It came out about a 1.16 average of an egg. So pretty much just 1 egg every minute, essentially, which is not very good. The maximum I was getting in those is 4. That was the max I got in a minute. And some minutes I was just getting 0. So that is definitely something to keep in mind whenever you are trying to go for Dittos and egg laying. Now let's get into the sandwiches really quickly. Sandwiches, I like coming to the Psychic Gym just for my breeding in general, because they have a store here that you can go inside and you can buy a level 2 egg power sandwich right off the bat. It's only 2,800. You need money, you can go pick stuff up on the ground, do some Tera Raids. That's how you can do that. It gives you a level 2 egg power, which makes them lay a lot faster. Now you can also go and do picnics. Now on top of that store having the sandwich in town that you can just buy whenever, you can also make a sandwich for level 2. Just peanut butter, butter, and a banana. You buy those recipes, for those ingredients, you can get level 2 egg power without having to waste any more money. I would recommend going to get these items. They're fairly cheap. Go ahead, just pick up like 20. That gives you, 30 minutes a sandwich. So you'll be set for a while, especially if you're using a foreign ditto or a Masuda ditto to allow you to have that chance of getting 60 eggs every 30 minutes. So that's going to be the sandwiches. So with the information on the sandwiches and the dittos for laying eggs and having the best chance to get a shiny, which ditto you would want, or the best way to have eggs laid. Now we can get into the shiny rage. So if you are doing a shiny hunting breeding set, you are definitely going to want to go for a Masuda ditto. That's a foreign ditto with a different trainer. If you see here, this is my ditto. I caught this. Now I have been breeding with this. This is my Masuda ditto, a foreign ditto with a different trainer. So for the shiny rates, if you are breeding and not using a Masuda ditto, you're just using a Pokemon from your game and a ditto from your game, it's going to be 1 out of 4,096. It's not the best odds, but they do change. So if you are using a Pokemon from your game and a ditto from your game, but you have the shiny charm, it's going to be 1 out of 2,048. So it automatically just like cuts it in half, which is really good. Now, if you are using a ditto from a different trainer, but it's still the same version of the game, as in my game is English. So if I had another English ditto from a different trainer, it would say English where it says SPEU. It will give me a 1 out of 683. That is with the shiny charm and a different ditto. So now if we're using the Masuda method, which is a shiny charm and a Masuda ditto from a different country or different version of the game and a different trainer, it is going to drop all the way down to 1 out of 512. That's going to be really, really good odds to give you a shiny Pokemon inside those eggs. It can make a huge difference while you're trying to shiny hunt or do anything else. So now let's get into IVs. So this ditto here has 3 best IVs. And the way you do breeding is you want to have everything be best, because then you have the best possible Pokemon you can have. Now, this is a ditto from my game, so I will not get the increase of shiny rate. But if I'm breeding that ditto down with a Baxcalibur here, which has no best at all, I will eventually get a 3 best of Baxcalibur. Then I would swap out the parent, put the Destiny Knot on, and then keep going, increasing the best I have. So if I had the Baxcalibur with 3 of best, I'd give him the Destiny Knot. So it just keeps passing down. Once I get a 4 best, once I get 4 bests, I would again give the new Pokemon with the 4 best the Destiny Knot and swap them out with the parent. So that new one is going to be breeding with the ditto, because it's going to keep giving me the ability to breed a lot more eggs a lot faster and keep giving me those spreads, those IVs, which I want. Now, if you look, this is my foreign ditto. I'm going for shiny, a shiny Charizard. So it doesn't have best, which is not good, but the Charizard I caught in the raid is perfect. So with it being perfect, I gave it the Destiny Knot. So it's holding the Destiny Knot. So every single Pokemon I breed down is going to have at least 5 best IVs, which is going to be amazing because that's less bottle capping that I really have to do. But you can still bottle cap. So the way bottle capping works is you just go all the way up to the north, is you come to Montevera, and right behind you is going to be a guy with an Abomasnow standing next to him. Talk to him, bottle cap. It'll max out that setting already. So then you don't really have to go through all the breeding. Bottle caps used to be very expensive and very hard to get in earlier games. In this game, it's not that hard, honestly. You just do some Tera Raids. I'm already up to like 100 and some, which is amazing. So you don't really have to worry about breeding it to get the perfect IVs and stuff you want. Now, if you are doing competitive, you might want to have a lower or a no good stat, which you are still going to have to breed for. There's nothing in the game that can allow you to not have that. Now, if you are trying to get the Destiny Knot, you would come to Mezagoza, come all the way over to Deliver Presents. You would come inside, go to Battle Items. You would scroll all the way down, and there's your Destiny Knot. It's for 20k. That's how you get your Destiny Knot, which can help you stat spread a lot easier, a lot faster while you're breeding. Now, another thing that you're going to want to get while you're in here is going to be an Everstone. Everstone's going to play quite a few roles in this game, actually. So if you look here, here's an Everstone. It is in the general goods. Just remember that while you're in here. It is 3 grand, and we're going to get into what it does. So now we're going to get into Everstone. The Everstone has changed quite a bit over the generations for breeding. And what's going to be really nice is this Charizard right here. I have him all set up, and he's holding the Destiny Knot, which is what we really want. We want him to be holding the Destiny Knot because we want to carry over those traits. But if we want to go with this 3-star, say he's a Masuda, a 3, give him the Destiny Knot, I can give Charizard that Everstone, and it will pass down the modest nature. So no matter what, the Pokemon of the result of that would have a modest nature, which is very beneficial. So if you look at the Bax Caliber here, I have a modest one and a bold one. Well, I would want an adamant one. So I'd have to go out, catch one that's adamant, because if you mint it, it will not count. It has to be caught at whatever nature you want for it to pass down. You can always change it, and I'll go over how to change it here in a second, but you will definitely have to just go catch one. So I'd want the modest, give him the Everstone. Now every generation underneath him is going to have a modest nature. So it's going to lock in that nature. Now, if you do want to change the nature, you can either A, go to a Chansey supply store and buy mints, or you probably have some from doing some raids, but you would go in here, you'd have all your different ones for what they do, figure out which one you want for your Pokemon, which one you're breeding, and then give it the mint once you're done, and then it will be minted and you've already bottle capped. So it's perfect and ready to go for the way you want it. Now Everstones do something else. So say I'm breeding a Wooper here. This is a Cantonian Wooper. So it's the original. If I breed him with a Ditto and I don't give him the Everstone, I'm going to get a Paldean Wooper. Now, if I give Wooper an Everstone, I'm going to keep getting this same Wooper. Not the same stat spread, but the same evolutionary line of Wooper. Now, if I give a Paldean Wooper an Everstone, it's going to give me this Wooper, the Cantonian Wooper, which is going to be amazing because you can. That is how you do cross-regional breeding. So if I gave my Berserker here, or my Meowth, so this is a Meowth from a Galar. If I give Galarian Meowth an Everstone, I'm going to keep getting Galarian Meowth, and that is how I can shiny hunt him. If I have a normal Meowth in here, it is just going to keep giving me a normal Meowth, and that's it. If I give him anything, that's how I can get that, which is going to help immensely for doing cross-generation breeding, so you can keep getting the different types of the Mon and keep going for the shiny hunting. Now, when it comes to hatching eggs, you can actually eat that sandwich again and have the egg power. It helps it hatch a little bit quicker. I don't really recommend it because you can use a flame body Pokemon. If you look at my Talonflame here, you can check the summary, and his ability is flame body. So if you look at it, it says contact with a Pokemon may burn the attacker, but actually, whenever you're using it for breeding side, it helps hatch your eggs quicker. You don't waste your money from buying sandwiches, and you can hatch eggs a lot faster. I recommend doing it in full stacks. Make sure your flame body Pokemon's a higher level because you don't know what you're going to run into. Because if you run into something and it knocks it out, well, you're heading straight back to the Poke Center and there's nothing you really do about it. But if you come over to the Psychic Gym, they have this long road here. I just go up and down it, back and forth, keep hatching eggs, putting them in the box, and it helps you hatch eggs a lot faster. So with all that and running up and down with Flame Body, you can hatch your eggs really quickly. The eggs can be spawned very easily if you're using different Dittos for your shiny rates, your EVs, your Everstones, your Destiny Knots. Make sure you use all that. They can help you get the best breeding you can possibly get. And the last thing you would be doing is your egg moves. If you need to learn an egg move, just like my Sea Titan here, it has Belly Drum. Well, that learns it from an egg move. Hariyama has Belly Drum as a learn move. You need to put them both in the same party into a picnic. Grab the Mirror Herb. Put the Mirror Herb on the Pokemon that you want to learn the egg move with an open slot. So you have to remove a move if it has 4. So now it has 3 moves and an open slot. Holding the Mirror Herb, set up a picnic, and then just immediately close the picnic. It'll learn the egg move that you want. There is a video on the channel that goes over egg moves specifically and how you can do it the easiest. But this is a simple breeding guide with the rates of shinies and kind of how you want to do your EVs, IVs training. Sandwiches, the best location you should probably do your breeding in with the biggest runway to use your flame bodies so you can do your eggs a lot quicker and not have to worry about making sandwiches all the time. You can actually just go buy a sandwich. But if you found this video helpful on your breeding, go ahead, drop a like, helps me out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.